everyone, and welcome to the 32nd episode of Nina and Knitting. My name is Nina, and I live in Jyväskylä in central Finland with my husband, our two kids, and a dog. I'm not on Instagram, but you can find me on Ravelry as Ninima. And I also have a Ravelry group for this podcast, and that is called Nina and Knitting Podcast. You can find it by searching in the Groups tab on Ravelry, or you can find a link to the episode thread here on YouTube in the description box down below. In the episode thread, I have show notes for this episode, and through that you can also find the whole group. There is an introductions thread, an ask me anything thread, and at the moment there is a cal going on, knit along / crochet along. So that's what you can find on Ravelry. Today is Thursday, May the 3rd, and I'm here in the forest pretty close to where I work. There's a road going down there. I really hope that you can't hear the cars, or if you can, I hope it's not too disturbing, because it was a pretty nice place to settle down to put my things down and to record an episode. It's a very cloudy day today, but it's not raining, so yay for that. Spring is finally here. Today it's about, plus 9 degrees Celsius. That's about plus 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not too warm, but it's not cold either, so it's fine. It's been raining quite a bit over the last few days at least. And of course, rain, meaning water, means that the snow, all the amounts of snow that we had is really slightly just disappearing, which is nice because we're ready for spring. I was in the southern parts of Finland just a week ago, and the spring was in full bloom over there. So it's nice to know that we'll be getting some flowers and all that pretty soon anyway. I have my show notes down here, so excuse me if I just look down a little bit. Today I have 3 finished objects for you, one of which I don't have anymore, but I do have a photo to show you. And then I have 2 works in progress. And I'm gonna talk about my cal, and that will lead me to some stashing happening, just a little bit, but enough to set me for a while and to have me sorted. Yeah, and I might mention my future projects. We'll see. I hope that I remember to talk about one question that I have in my questions or ask me anything thread. I have been meaning to do it and answer it, but I've just been forgetting. But today I have a project that is related to the question, so hopefully I'll remember to to answer that question. But let's get started. A finished object that I'm really, really relieved to have, happy to have over and done with, something that you have already seen before, and maybe you can anticipate what you're gonna see, but hooray, I have finished the socks. There's the other one. So this is a pair of socks for Sukka Finlandia sock knitting competition that we have had here over the winter here in Finland. It was all the patterns were in Finnish, and this is from the stage number 5. The pattern is called Trapetsitaiteilija Annika by Tiina Kaarela, and last time I had finished one sock, the heel too, and then I had started the cuff on the second one. I was this far, and now I have finished the sock and the heel too. So it was an afterthought heel with a nice little flower pattern here. That was pretty fun, but it was not too easy to do. And all in all, the pattern with all its short rows, oh, it's getting very, very dark here on the screen. But yeah, so you have a lot of short rows here. I'm not too good at them, so it was a very good exercise sock for me, or exercise pair. Uh, I can't say that I got really good at it, even now. But yeah, I got some exercise. And yeah, there's some color work too, so that's mm, good for me. Uh, Not my favorite, but yeah. But okay, so I used my 2.5 millimeter, so that's US size 1.5, Haya Sharps, and the new pair that I got, the new circle that I got some time ago. And this was the first project I used it for. Used them for, use the pair, whatever. The high sharps. And I mentioned that the cord between the tips was driving me nuts, and I'm gonna talk about that a little later on when I show you another project. But yeah, I'm very, very happy that these are over and done with. They're not close to being perfect. I had to do a lot of sock surgery here in the corners of the heels, and even the parts where have just one row between the short rows, or after the short rows, one full row of a color, and then you change to another. The stitches are loose, and it's not a perfect pair in any way, but surprisingly, it fits my foot pretty well. And so, yeah, I'm gonna keep it for myself. And of course, they're not the type of quality that I would want to give anybody as a present. So, in that sense, too, it just makes sense to keep these socks for myself. And I have this small project keeper that I made just a year ago, maybe. I think it suits socks pretty well. Yay, they are done! I'm so happy. Uh, yeah, that's first finished. Then the second finished object is something that I no longer have with me. I already sent it to the recipient, and they sent me a photo showing the pair in action. So um, I'm talking about a pair of baby verses. And if I manage to learn how to do it, I will try and put a photo in here. But probably I'll just insert one in between the videos here. Anyway, this pattern is a free pattern that I found on Facebook in a Facebook group called Voihanvilosukka. It's in Finnish. The group is in Finnish, and the pattern itself is also in Finnish. The designer is called Nina Halonen, and I've made quite a few pairs of baby verses. This was my pair number 14, but this time I used a thinner yarn that I've used before. Before I used Seitsemän veljestä, Novita Seitsemän veljestä, which is a 200 meters in 100 grams kind of yarn, 75% wool, 25% nylon. But when I was starting these, a friend of mine asked if I could knit a pair of baby verses for a friend of hers. So I was trying to find some yarn for it. I thought I had a ball of Seitsemän veljestä at home, and I actually did. I found it just this morning, but I didn't when I needed it. It was in a tote bag somewhere that it wasn't supposed to be. Anyway, so I didn't have anything of the color that she asked. So I went to the grocery store, actually in a supermarket, and I went to see what sort of Seitsemän vedestä colorways they had. But surprisingly, there is not any that would have been like anything boyish. There was some pretty dull gray, grayish blue, yeah, but I just didn't like it. But then in Novita Nalla yarn, which is lighter weight than Seitsemän vedestä, they had this pretty nice blue yarn, so I just decided that I'm gonna use that one. And Nalla is the same fiber content, 75% wool, 25% nylon, but it's 260 meters in 100 grams, whereas Seitsemän vedestä is 200 meters in 100 grams, a little lighter weight. So I used my 3.5 millimeter US size 4 DPNs when I knit the pair, and for the sole I used a 3.0 millimeter crochet hook. I don't know what 3.0 millimeter is in letters, but yeah. And yeah, it was a nice project to do. I knew that since I use smaller needles, the booties would be smaller, but that was okay because it was for a newborn, so they were cute. I'm not gonna insert a photo of the baby because it's not somebody I know. So anyway, you just have to take my word for it. The booties were cute on the little baby boy. Then my third finished object. I'm calling it finished, even though it's lacking buttons. But anyhow, it's all nice blocked and yarn ends woven in. So this is the cowl that I was knitting last time. The yarn here is Drops Delight, and that's also the same fiber content as Nalla, so that's 75% wool, 25% nylon, although there's hardly any twist in it. I don't think it's a sort of a, I don't think you'd call it a single ply, but very loosely plied. And as you can see, it's variegated, and this was the lace cowl for let me see, this pattern is now unraveled. It's called cowl number 46,104 by Deborah Tomasello, and it was in her group. There was a cowl in her group for this cowl, and you're supposed to put some buttons here, but I didn't have time to go to the store to get any buttons, and so I just ordered some online, and they will get here when they get here, but it'll take some time. But it was a pretty nice pattern to knit. I think there are 14 repeats in here in my cowl. I made as many as I could with the amount of yarn I have, so I used 91 grams of this yarn, and I had 2 balls of it, so just 9 grams left of the yarn. Yeah, it was pretty, and they look really different if they're in just one solid color. This is actually not bad, but I would have preferred to have more of this sort of burgundy and purple colors. Most of these colors are brownish, and I don't know, I would have preferred more of this, but yeah. Anyway, I used my 4.0 millimeter, that's US size 6, CHA needles in here, and I wonder if I have the tag for the CHA in here. If I do, I'll show it. No, I've already put them where they belong, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's what I used. Oh yeah, and when at the start of the repeat, you did have to do something on the wrong side, because very often when you knit lace, you have the decreases and increases only on the right side, and on the wrong side you knit the knits and purl the purls. But in this pattern, at the bottom of the pattern, let me see, where it is here, at this part, you had to do stuff, decreases and increases even on the wrong side. So there were some purl two together or purl two togethers in the pattern, and oh, crap, they are a pain in the neck. But thanks to Lily, who is Nordic Stitches, and she has a tutorial on how she does purl through the back loops. So she flips the stitch over to the left needle before she purls it, and it's possible to do that, the two purl two together with the same method or something. If I remember, I'll link the tutorial in my show notes. But yeah, I think it saved my sanity when I was knitting this, because it wasn't too difficult when I did the purl two together in the way she describes in her video. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is pretty nice. I'm probably gonna give it to somebody, because cowls maybe not are my garments to wear, but we'll see. We'll see what happens once I get the buttons. I'll just try and remember to show it to you with the buttons once I get there. Yeah, that's the finished objects, and 18 minutes and so. Okay, right. So, my whips. Which should I start with? Well, maybe I'll start with the one that is just, you know, just a little bit done. It's a pair of socks. And it's a pattern by Deborah Somasello, and it's a mystery sock in her Ravelry group. I have a project page for this one, so there's only just the rib. This is the first clue, and I've done the rib. Yay! But as I said, it just started on the 1st of May. So if you're looking for a small project to do and practice some color work, it's gonna be a color work sock. Please hop on to, well, for example, my project page. You'll find the pattern in there, and you'll be able to join in on the cowl that she has going in her group for this pair of socks. But yeah, the yarn I use here is afterwards there. There's this yellow color, and then I have some of this green. Whoa, they look green. Oh, don't they look like spring? I'm probably gonna run out of this green, because you're supposed to have about, it's like 200, 220 meters of each color. I will have enough of this orange, I think, but there isn't enough of this green. But I have other leftovers, so I'm just gonna use those. As you can see, or maybe you can or can't, these are my hair sharps, so that's 2.5 millimeter, and what was it? US size 1.5 hair sharps. And see, the cord isn't crooked anymore. I'm sorry that I can't give credit to the person to whom it's due, but I saw a tutorial or a video on YouTube, and I just can't remember who had made it. I think there are several, using hot water, and I had tried to straighten this with hot water, just under, running water. So I put the tap on it as hot as I could and just sort of glided this cord through it, but it didn't straighten it much. But then after I had finished my Property Library socks, I boiled some water in an electric kettle, and then I poured it in a big pan and dunked this cord in the hot water, in the boiling hot water. Wow, it was like magic. Straightened out, really good. So now I think I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, I have already bent it quite a bit, but I know how to fix it if I need to have it more, have it straightened more. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And like I said, I really like the sharp tips because I don't poke my finger when I knit stuff. For this pattern or this project, because there won't be any sort of stitch patterning, I think, knits and purls and stuff like that. It's just color work. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but when you do get cables or anything like that, it's really nice to have very, very sharp tips. So I'm looking forward to another project of that sort. But for now, I just have 2 ribs, and I'm waiting to hear about clue number 2 and see where this goes. But yeah, that's my work in progress. I just started yesterday. No, on the 1st of May, and I finished the cuffs yesterday. Oh yeah, I was forgetting something. Yes, about the second sock syndrome, because somebody asked me how I avoid not getting second sock syndrome. This is one way: knitting 2 at a time, magic loop. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to continue these socks 2 at a time, because it's gonna be color work. So I already have 2, strings attached to the socks, 1 for each sock, and then I'll have 2 more for the other color, the green color. So I may lose my mind, so I just may take one of them off the needle on a set of DPN and do them in tandem, or just use the higher sharps to knit both, but just put another one on hold in a set of DPNs. Yeah, but that's one way of doing it, 2 at a time. Another one is that I usually knit socks that where the pattern is like really, really interesting. A lot of cables and the sort of things that I really, really like. And why wouldn't I want to finish a pair when there's another sock just as gorgeous as the first one was? So that's sort of how I keep up the interest and finish the pair. Although I know that I have a bow in my projects, and it's been on my mind all the time. We'll see what happens. I might even continue that this weekend, but we'll see. Yeah. And no, I don't remember who asked it right now, but you know, yeah, that's the story about the socks. And then my other work in progress, something that I have already showed you, but it was just, it has made, I've had made a lot of progress in it. I'm using the project bag that I made myself. This is the second one. And as you can see, it's pretty heavy because the project is pretty big. It's my sweater, or well, it's not a sweater, it's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. This is the pattern called Lovely Lace Leaf Yoke t-shirt. The designer is Vera Sanin, and it's very crinkly right now, but oh my. So anyway, this is where I was last time. I had just done the yoke last time, and now I have down here. I have made some waist shapings in here, and I'm at the point where the next thing I'm gonna do is I have another set of circular needles here in my project bag. It's one of the ones that I don't use. This is a lot smaller needle than the ones I'm using. These are 4.0 millimeter US size 6 Knit Pro interchangeables, but this set is, I think, 3.0 millimeter. Yeah, but I'm just gonna put half of the stitches here on another cable, and then I'm gonna try it on to see how much I'm gonna knit more before I bind off the hem. But yeah, let's see if I can get the color to show here outside. Yeah, seems a little blown out to me, but I'll have to wait and see on the computer. Anyway, the yarn here is Yarwogon. I can show you the ball here somewhere. Yes, Yarwogon Tropique, and it's a DK weight yarn. It's a color number 55025, and there are 123 grams in 50 grams. No, 123 meters in a 50 gram ball. This is 50% bamboo, 25% cotton, 25% acrylic. It's very nice and sort of shiny, shimmering yarn. Yeah, really liking the project. So when I bind off the hem, I'll just have a little bit of sleeves left, and then I'll be done with this. And oh, it's just so soft. But yeah, it is heavy. Of course it is. It's gonna be one of those shirts that will drape really nicely. Can't wait to have it done and locked and try it on and wear it. Well, not in this weather though, but maybe we will get some summer eventually. Yeah, that's the second work in progress that I have, and at the moment I haven't been doing anything else. I do have stuff in mind, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to them, so I'm just not gonna mention them before I start doing it. Right, so about the cow. that I mentioned. So Cal with a K or a C, knit along or crochet along, although the hashtag that I'm using is with a K. So hashtag TopCal 2018. It will continue until the end of May. It's for any kind of tops, sweaters, for babies, children, adults, adolescents, whoever. And there aren't that many finished objects in the Cal thread. So I have just one thread on in my Ravelry group, and I don't remember, just a few are in the thread right now. So they have a really good chance of winning some prizes. I have two prizes. I've already shown you the project bags, which I've sewn, and I don't have them with me now. Maybe I will show them when I draw for the winners, I think. But I have bought the yarn to go with the project bags, and the yarn will sort of lead us to my stash acquisition, and I'm gonna talk about a finished dyer. So okay, so first prize yarn that I'm gonna pair with one of the project bags. And they were in a nice paper, but this is Louhittaren Luola, so it's Knit Lopes Lair, and this is Joukahainen. So the base is called Joukahainen. It's 100% silk, 390 meters, so that's 433 yards in 100 grams. And the colorway is called Apple or Omena in Finnish. Well, the colorway is Omena, it's in Finnish. So it is apple green, and yeah, it's silk. There are some shades of like yellower, and then there is this like Granny Smith apple green. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I haven't tried this yarn, but but I think it will be very nice for a shawl, and I'm sure you can find something to pair it with. Really, really pretty. So this is from Louhittaren Luola, Knit Lopes Lair. And Knit Lopes Lair is another Finnish yarn dyer that I was thinking about talking about. What? That I had planned to say, sort of picture, because I talked about this, I think, last summer, that I could show some of the Finnish dyers, Finnish yarns that I know. And I've already shown you Lanityme Ex Machina. I have a bit of her yarn. And then I've shown you and talked about Movita Yarns, which is a commercial yarn here in Finland. And Louhittaren Luola is another, can I say big dyer? No, I can't. But anyway, it's been around. Let me see, because I checked this from their web page. They've been around officially from 2010. And the name Knit Lopes Lair and Louhittaren Luola in Finnish had their inspiration from The Lord of the Rings and Kalevala, which is our national epic. Louhitar is one of the characters in Kalevala. So yes, this is one yarn. I'm going to show you another one, and then I'm going to talk about just a few things. Let me see. The other prize that I bought for you is also from the same place, Louhittaren Luola, and this base is Kuutar. So that's like Luna, Lady Luna, something. has to do with the moon. This is 50% superwash merino, 50% bamboo, 400 meters in 100 grams, so 444 yards. And the colorway is called Jääkarhu. It's polar bear, Finnish for polar bear. So this is like merino bamboo, and this is silk. And this will be the other yarn for the cow prizes. And I think they're both really pretty. This is more of a, sort of teal blue or something. Very, very pretty. Those are the two yarns that I got for you guys. And then, since I'm almost done with my first top, there's another topic in mind that I want to knit. I will not be able to finish it before the end of the calendar. That's not important. I already got some yarn for it anyway. And this is for the same base as the polar bear, the Jääkarhu. So this is also Kuutar merino bamboo, but this colorway is called mango, and isn't it just? Oh my god, this looks really, they look really nice together too. But yeah, I have 3 skeins of this orangey mango color. Oh my goodness, I really, really, really like it. I'm gonna make sort of a tunic thing, I think, with this yarn. Oh, it's just so pretty. Anyway, so let's get back to the point. Louhittarin Luola is, I think, a one-woman show, one-woman dyeing studio. She has over 300 colorways and over 20 bases for the yarns, 20 different yarns, fiber contents, and I think she also sells fiber. She does ship internationally, overseas, if you want to order some yarn from her, and I'll leave a link to her shop in the show notes. But oh my goodness, they're just so pretty. She was in Jyväskylä Knit Fest last summer, and she will be here this summer too. So we have a Knit Fest in July, and Louhittarin Luola was, I think she's called Tuulia. She was there last summer, and she, I think, will be here next summer too. But I couldn't wait, so I have these. I ordered these from her. I have used her Väinämöinen fingering weight sock yarn for my cow prize last summer, I think, or at the end of last spring for the stripes everywhere cow. And then I have a skein of her colors that I bought last summer at the Knit Fest. Just couldn't bring everything with me here in the forest. But yeah, these are something that one of or two of you will get, and I'm gonna make a really, really beautiful sweater for you from this. Just love it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the pattern that I'm gonna be using with this yarn when I get there. I just don't remember the specifics right now, and so I'll just leave it and talk about it when I have something to show you. Right, so I'm getting cold because I'm sitting here and I don't have any winter coat or anything on anymore. This is just a summer coat to keep wind out. So just a little bit of chatter here at the end of the episode. So if you're not interested, feel free to comment down below or in the episode thread, and welcome back next time. But yeah, so chatter. Like I mentioned, I was in the southern Finland last weekend. We were celebrating my mum's 70th birthday, and I was over there, saw my sisters and a bigger family, like not so immediate family. It was very nice to be there, and next weekend I will be working in a dog show in Tampere, which is about like 2 hours drive south from here, and that'll be probably a fun and different thing to do for a change. And and I actually finished my last lesson before I started recording this. I only have the exams for my students left. So next Monday, they'll take their exams, and then I'll have to grade them and ask them for all the assignments that they haven't turned in yet, and with the nagging little teachers, where's that? I'm gonna give you a grade before you turn them in. Anyway, but yes, so sort of the teaching part of my academic year is over now, and that doesn't mean that I don't have anything to do, but there's a whole different work that I have to do, and it just stresses me too much to talk about it now. I'm gonna talk about it once it's over and done with. Yeah. If you're a new viewer, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you're a returning viewer, it's nice that you came back, and I hope to see you in the next episode. And as you know, I don't record at any specific intervals, but if you click on the bell on YouTube, you'll get a notification saying that, oh, she's come up with a new video. Anyway, I'm just gonna go in, get some work done, and hopefully get this edited and uploaded tomorrow, which is Friday. Yeah, have a really nice time. I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing, and I hope you're getting nicer and warmer weather, and we will be getting some nicer weather too. We'll trust that we do. Last summer was crappy. Let's not talk about last summer. The next summer, this summer will be beautiful. And on that note, I leave you. Bye.